Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. They share the same state, geographically separated by about an hour. But philosophically, they believe themselves to be worlds apart. Michigan and Michigan State. We're closing in on kickoff in the battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for checking out the pregame show. NCAA college football action coming right at you. Brad and Kirk on the call. David and I are back at halftime.
The Paul Bunyan Governor of Michigan Trophy takes center stage in today's football contest. Let's head down to the coin toss now. It's brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything.
Has the ball set how he wants it, and we're just about ready to kick this game off, folks.
He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
Brad, remember the year that this guy had last year? Looking at him yesterday in practice, he looks bigger, he looks stronger, he looks faster. Look out this year. He's going to have a better year this year than he even had last year.
Set, Oklahoma!
And down he goes, around the 44-yard line.
There's very good chemistry between these two. They like to run through all their routes before the game. And I have to say, they look sharp before this one even started.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on their own 44.
They'll give it off here.
They'll bring him down at about the 45.
And you know, Kirk, we get a chance to see one of the great players from last year, and if he has the kind of season he had a year ago, I mean, we could be talking about national awards.
He's tackled at about the 47-yard line.
Michigan's got a guy that's in a running for a national award here, Herbie, and you know, the best time to talk about awards really is after you win them. Right now, it's all speculation. He's just got to play the game.
From their own 47-yard line. 3rd down.
He's under some heat, and they get the sack.
Boy, this pass rush is sometimes scary. They're really getting after the quarterback now.
The punting team's got to give their kicker some time.
He punts it away, and there's no hang time on this one.
Signals for a fair catch. Like a couple of boxers in round 1, these two teams are feeling each other out.
I'm sure the fans are thrilled to see their guys come up with an early stop in this game. Let's see if the offense can give them something else to get excited about.
And they make the stop at the 31-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 1 yard. That brings us 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 coming up here. Ball on the 31.
Mike 8. Mike 8.
Perfect time to bring the freshman corner on a blitz.
All right, how about there we go. That would have been helpful if I turned my mic on. Jeez. All right. Now we can get going. Is the sound working now? That would have been helpful if I turned my mic on. All right, Trenton, how's it going? Is this working now? Audio output, desktop audio. I gotta turn that down a little bit. Yeah, I did that's a very big dumb move by me, not turning my mic on. That would have been a great.
Crazy to think that he was only in high school less than a year ago.
Okay.
Third down and long coming up here. Ball on their own 22.
Let's get this.
He is such a reliable target. You throw it anywhere near him, and this guy's going to get his hands on it and make a catch.
Classic Monday. Yeah, you got that right. Jeez. Had everything all set up, all ready to go, and then
From their own 41-yard line. First down.
classic case of Mondays right there. All right, there's
One play and he'll lose yards. Picked up a yard of anything on that run.
This guy is very physical, and he does a good job of taking on blockers.
All right, now we're going.
It's
That
second
was a
down
terrible
and 11
third
to go.
down I gave up.
Ball
too.
on their
That
own
was
41.
awful.
Tackle made
Game
at
audio
the
a bit
46.
loud. Okay. Try to turn that down a little bit. How's the, you know what? I'm going to turn this down in-game because I think it's the game that's too loud. There you go. I think it's just the master volume. I gotta move my camera here for a second. Oh, that didn't work out very well. That's alright. This is what we're gonna do. Commentators are gonna be down to 70. Stadium PA down to 85. All right, we'll give this a go. See how this sounds.
They bring the quarterback down.
That should be good now. I think that sounds pretty good. Phil, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Temple awaits the snap.
Please let me know if the game volume is loud, too soft, you can't hear me. I can fix it. This is all just tinkering with stuff at this
Maybe the
point.
39-yard line. The Spartans really took care of business on defense that first time out.
One of the great traditions of college football is this defense and the way they play with such passion and enthusiasm in this environment. We're seeing that again today.
I don't think either team has a clear advantage so far. Let's see if they can make some plays and get a little separation.
Oh, that was
And he's taken down at about the 39-yard
great.
line.
much better. All right, perfect. Good, we're in business. We are
Second
in
and
business.
10. Ball on their own 39.
Yeah, anyone has any questions about Michigan or questions, concerns, complaints, whatever, feel free to send them here. Be happy to answer and talk some Michigan football with you. Again, I'm just here hanging out, talking to you guys, so we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Oh, Clemens with the one-hander.
What a throw for a big gain.
That is a great example of the quarterback seeing the whole field and finding the guy who had the best chance of making a catch.
Trend thoughts on the upcoming season record and bowl predictions? Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's really hard to not predict Michigan to run the table. I mean, just from... Man, you talk about what Michigan has from a player standpoint, depth, compared to, you know, just the rest of the conference. I mean, Michigan's got everything you need. It checks all the boxes of what you're looking for a front runner in the conference. You know, they've got the experienced quarterback, experienced running backs, experienced defense. I mean, it doesn't get much better than what Michigan has right now. That's going to A, and that was totally horrible. That was a horrid throw. I had a guy in the back of the end zone, too. But yeah, it's going to be very hard for me to not predict Michigan to go 12-0 this year. And then you get Ohio State at home, too. That's even better. So, again, you know, 12-0, that would mean that... oh, no. Oh, well, that's a stupid score.
Inside the 10. He's all the way. Touchdown.
You gotta be kidding me. That's the first fumble I've ever had with J.J. McCarthy playing this game. I've been playing this game for like a month now. It's the first fumble he's ever had. What a time.
Sends it sailing downfield.
But yeah, Trent, to your point, this championship level, 100%, not just conference championship. I'm talking national championship. I think they have that kind of talent and depth to do that, you know. And I think, you know, Mark Ingram came out recently and saying that Michigan was his favorite to win. Oh, there we go. What an answer! What an answer! I'll get to my point eventually, Trenton, but jeez. Okay. So this is gonna be one of those games, huh? All right. Okay.
Here comes the kicker to try to tie this game up.
Okay, anyway, back to my original point. Mark Ingram, who's now a new college football analyst on Fox, he said recently that Michigan was his early season favorite to win the national championship. And one of the main reasons why is that J.J. McCarthy is pretty much from, a championship caliber team. Michigan's the only one that returns a guy with experience.
And I think we're going to see a lot of interesting football before.
Georgia's going to have a new guy. Alabama's going to have a new guy. Ohio State's going to have a new guy at quarterback. I tend to agree. I think experienced quarterbacks are huge. And the fact that Michigan has that, that puts them in the early, at this point, oh, God, fumbles galore here. At this point, you got to get over the hump. You got to get over the college football playoff hump, and that's really the last big thing that Michigan's got to do. They were wanting to do it last year, and it happened. TCU happened, and now, they got to get over that hump. And to win national championships, you got to do that. And I think you could make the argument that USC, if it can find a defense, Michigan and USC are really returning two experienced quarterbacks on a near playoff team from last year. USC, if it weren't for that loss, they would have been in the playoffs. So I think experience has a lot to do with it. And again, we'll see what happens with Ohio State's quarterback situation, with Georgia's quarterback situation, to kind of see how that develops over the course of the year. But, there's going to be no doubt in my mind that Georgia's going to be right back in the national championship game. The talent just around the quarterback is just immense. So, Ohio State, they are what they are. They recruit well, but, they've had some struggles. So we'll see. And Michigan's obviously had their number.
This defense better start to get pressure on the quarterback. They're giving him way too much time.
And there's nothing out there to suggest that's going to end anytime soon, too. So, I think national title expectations or hopes are legitimate, and I don't think they're just, all Michigan fans being, hopeful that this is the year. They have the stuff to do it. They have what it takes. Trenton, I do think the experience will be huge for JJ. Hold on a second. Oh, God, I need to pay attention. I do think the experience will be huge for JJ. Really hoping Harbaugh opens playbook a bit more. We can see more passes from JJ, but that would be hard. Yeah, that's the big thing. Michigan is discussed multiple times being more open with their passing, but you've got two guys who demand the ball, and you can kind of use Edwards as a receiver as well. He's got that capability, but yeah, I think you'd like to see JJ take a next step. I think he's NFL material. I think he's an NFL hopeful, and a big year could absolutely put him into the NFL draft conversation, and I think the next step for him is being that NFL caliber quarterback. So this season's going to be absolutely huge for him in that regard. So, I think if Michigan can open up the passing game a little bit, open up the playbook, you could see JJ making a big step in the passing game, whether, he throws for 3,500 yards or something like that. It seems like every year we'd say, hey, is this the year that Michigan's going to open up the passing game? And, it hasn't exactly happened, but fortunately, you've got two elite running backs in your backfield that are really, need the ball. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but the first 4 or 5 games Michigan has are really good experimental games, I would say, to kind of see where things are trending, who you have as playmakers and things like that. So Should be interesting, to say the least.
This passing game could
You'd
be
love to see
very
Edwards in the
effective if you
slot a
don't
little,
give enough
maybe
pressure on the
Ayuk or
They use their
Debo Samuel.
personnel
Yeah,
well and can be
I think
very
I
tough
think
to
Edwards has got that capability, and you know, and Michigan isn't stupid. They know what they have in Edwards, and I think yeah, he's absolutely a legitimate receiving threat. And I think if he wasn't banged up last year, you'd probably see him become more involved with the passing offense. So, you know, maybe with a more, I guess, defined touches for both guys, you know, Corum and Edwards, you can kind of see them being utilized in different ways without having to, you know, rely on Corum rushing for 25 carries a game, you know. So I think your playbook can open up immensely if you can get a good balance of, you know, giving Corum and Edwards rushes while also utilizing Edwards' unique skill set as a receiver too. So a lot of different possibilities you could go with.
Makes it out to about the 29.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the possibilities are endless with both of those guys. So it's up to the offensive staff to kind of figure out what they want to do with them. And especially with Corum, and at the early stages too, especially with Corum, you know, coming back from this knee injury, you know, you don't want to just throw him out there and be like, oh, you're healthy enough, have fun. I mean, you have to ease him into things a little bit too. So you've also got that factor. Oh boy, he came out of there like a rocket.
And the halfback's got nowhere to go.
Man. That was a missile.
We're back for more action here in quarter number 2.
All right, things work out here. I got Roman Wilson wide open here on the route. Yep, there it is.
On the move, he throws complete.
Yep.
Big play, and it's first and goal.
That was good. That was good.
That makes it first and goal.
It's first down, and they'll
Try to
be looking
punch it
for
in
6
here.
points here. The offense gets set as they attempt to put an end to these red zone blues.
Oh, red zone blues. That sounds familiar. That's very on brand.
And it's difficult to run on this defense when they put this kid up in the box.
Here's the 8th play of the series.
There it is.
Touchdown, Michigan.
There it is.
And he converts the extra point.
How do you see if there is a way to do it? I can't tell you how to do it. Otherwise, I'll get banned on YouTube, and I really don't want to do that. I would say what I can say is there's a Discord channel for it that lets you may or may not have instructions to tell you how to do it. I'm trying to think of what I can say. Googling may or may not. Oh, there it is. Oh, I needed that. Let's go, baby. Let's go. But Google may or may not have some tools to help you. YouTube also may or may not have tools of how to help you as well. But yeah, I wish I could say more because I would be happy to help you download it, but I would get in trouble and I really can't. So, yeah. But Trent, yeah, no, I'm happy to talk with you guys too, and you guys don't have to stop talking just so I can concentrate. That's not what I'm here for. I mean, you guys can ask questions and talk as much as you want. I mean, that's me concentrating is a me thing, not a you thing. So, you know, fire away with questions, man. I'm not worried about what's going on in this game at all. So, fire away. I'm not opposed to talking football or whatever. Oh no! God, I had him too.
just got hit and hit hard.
Oh,
I'm an offensive
that
coordinator,
sucks.
Especially an offensive line coach. I'm getting a hold of my offensive line, making sure these guys are on
No,
the same
you don't
page.
get. No, you can't get this for PS5. It's for consoles, the early consoles, but the revamped is for PC. It's a PC. I don't know what that was. This I'm playing this on PC, but with an Xbox controller. So. Hello, P. Maximus. Yes, I'll try to concentrate. Obviously, that drive was not my best, but hey, whatever. Pin him deep.
Gets it away.
Do
It's
you
low.
think people think Penn State is an easy game? I think some might think Penn State's an easy game. I don't personally feel that way. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is a trap game for sure. I do think Michigan runs the table, but it's not going to come easily, especially at Penn State. I think the big thing for Michigan is that it's a noon game. I think that's the big plus. You know, you're not getting a whiteout game, you know, under the lights, which is not easy to play in. And you know, the last time Michigan played Penn State, oh God, shrugged him off like it was nothing. The last time Michigan was at Penn State, it was like a 3:30 game, so that also helped. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's an easy walk all over him game, but I do think Michigan runs the table. I mean, you might be able to do it for PS3, the NCAA 14 disc. I mean, I'm just doing this. I'm just playing this on PC, and I got it onto my PC that way without the disc. So I'm not sure how to do it on consoles. I just know how to do it on a PC. I wish I could be more help, but I don't want to lose my account. But yeah, there's a Discord out there that is very helpful, that has ways to help you out. And you read on Aaron Scott. That's a tough read, honestly. I'm not optimistic that Michigan gets him. I will say that. I'm not optimistic. I haven't heard that he's for sure going to Ohio State, but a lot of people that I talk to, which include current commits, they kind of get the feeling that he's going to Ohio State. Again, Michigan did everything they could. You know, just the fact that they're even, you know, right there for Ohio recruits is just really shows how far they've come, you know, recruiting in the state of Ohio. So if I were to, if you were to force me into a decision today, I think Aaron Scott goes to Ohio State. You know, it's not over yet, and you know, from everything that he's been saying on Twitter, that he's confused and, you know, wearing Michigan gear to camps and stuff. I mean, maybe he is confused, but you know, I do think that he is going to end up at Ohio State. That was just a great throw.
Touchdown, MSU.
Oh, that's actually a good point that P. Maximus brings up. He brought up people forget the fight in the tunnel was the first game when it became the Lloyd Card Tunnel. So disrespectful of MSU. Yeah, I mean, and also you gotta remember too, like Penn State was like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich throwing in the tunnel from Penn State, and Jim Harbaugh told James Franklin to stop whining. So there's that element to it too, you know, that to get revenge for last year. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that'll have a whole heck of a lot of the outcome. But you know, Only trap game is Maryland. Yeah, Maryland is an interesting team. They always are because they always have the firepower offensively to upset you, and Michigan had fits with them in the first half. So, yeah, I mean, eventually one of these games where we say, oh, yeah, Maryland is going to be a trap game. Eventually it's going to be a trap game. So, oh, Wilson, what a catch. But I don't think that year is going to be this year. But, you know, you're talking about a game right before Ohio State. Michigan might possibly be 10-0 heading into that Maryland game.
They'll run it inside and tackle quickly.
So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I do think the week before Ohio State has a factor, but I think Michigan's been around the block too many times to kind of get caught up. You know, they understand. Oh, man, I'm just getting my ass kicked right now. Jesus, this offensive line is not having a good time here. Steve, what are you watching? This is College Football Revamped. It's a mod of the NCAA Football 14.
Tackle made around the 44-yard line. That was a good pass and catch there, but still not enough for the first down.
How am I feeling about Gatlin Bear? We talked about it on the podcast yesterday, so there's a clip of it. I'm going for it. I don't care. I'm going for this. So there was a clip we had on the podcast from yesterday. It's up on our feed now. But I feel good. You know, I do think. Oh, that was stupid. I feel good about Michigan's chances, but he has a multi-day unofficial coming up later this week to Boise State, the 27th and 28th. That's going to be huge to kind of determine where this one's going to head. And I know you're sitting here going, oh, you know, Boise State, why is that even in a competition with Michigan? Well, the stay-at-home factor is important. And I know you'll say, hey, you know, he's going on a 2-year mission trip. How is family important? You know, I'm not the kid, so I can't speak for him. That's just the way it is. You know, I can't speak for the kids. So I do think it's a Michigan-Boise State battle, and Michigan is in a great spot. I think they had a really good visit. Really good visit. Jim Harbaugh did really well with mom and dad. Inches? Yeah, but both the Bears brothers went out of state for college. That's also a point, too. So I think Michigan's in a good spot. We'll ultimately see what happens, and I'll get a better look of how things are once he takes his Boise unofficial. But when you're talking what Michigan brings in terms of everything he's looking for, you know, the strength and conditioning program, the nutrition program was big for him, and Michigan did a really good job of showcasing that and knocking it out of the park. So I think Michigan's in a good spot. Right now, I think he ends up at Michigan. I'll find out more by the end of the week, and you know, we'll ultimately see what happens. But you know, Boise State is a legitimate threat. Someone I speak to that is very close with Gatlin said, you know, it's super close. He can see it going either way. The closest it's ever been. So should be an interesting race by August 5th. You know, we'll see. I'm not ready to call it Michigan's just yet. Oh, Will Johnson. So should be interesting. We'll see. I mean, he'll be a big get. Big get.
Temple looking to knock one inside the 20 here.
I feel like Michigan's opened up the playbook this year. Yeah, I think they have the weapons to do it. So ultimately, we'll see. You know, we've discussed this multiple times over the last couple of years. Oh, is this the year Michigan's going to do it? Is this the year they're going to open up the playbook? I'll believe it when I see it, but if any years to do it, this is the year to do it.
They'll bring him down at the 34. Michigan's going to take their first time out of the half. He goes over 100 yards.
Who will do best out of the new coaches?
Well, I don't know who's happier right now, Brad. The offensive coordinator calling the plays.
I think
that continues to dial up
Thick
his wide receiver. He now has over 100 yards receiving in this game.
Wisconsin.
I don't think he's going to slow down.
I think he's going to have a good year. Nebraska's going to have a much, much better year. They're going to be much tougher. But yeah, I think Wisconsin's my dark horse piss. Dark horse piss. That's real good. Dark horse pick to come out of the West. So that's kind of my pick.
He's going to try and scramble. Zips it to the back. He's pushed out of bounds at the 45.
Tyree thinks we win it all in recruiting, go up from there. I really want to add more talent. Yeah, well, I mean, the only way to add better talent is to win. You've kind of seen it with Michigan's recruiting as of late. They've been winning games, and it's been evident in the recruiting aspect of things. So.
And they make the stop at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the game's at Maryland until his brother gets his game under control. Yeah, and that's the thing with Talia. It's just he's so wild. If he could control his game and control his arm, you're looking at a really good quarterback. I mean, he's still good. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm saying he's trash, but if he can control his game, he could be one of the better quarterbacks in the Big Ten. I mean, Maryland always seems to have some weapons on offense on the outside. They always do. So, yeah, it's possible that he could be effective this year for sure.
And he tackles him hard at the 26-yard line. The Wolverines call a timeout.
Try not to go too wild here because I want to get the points. Yeah, Rule is definitely not an NFL coach, and that's okay, Uh-oh. What am I doing? Numbnuts. Numbnuts.
Very surprised to see him drop an interception like that. Could come back to haunt his team as well.
But yeah, I mean, Rule. The thing about the NFL is that no one has patience, but I don't think Rule has that type of NFL caliber coaching. I do think there it is. I needed that in the worst way. Let's go. Let's go. But I think Rule can get Nebraska turned around quick if he continues to recruit like he is. And if he can add kind of more of those top-tier players, you're talking about a different program here in a really short time. He's definitely got that type of capability. So. Is Michigan going after the Bulldog safety commit? I'd have to ask. I'm not 100% sure. I know they've got Jacob Oden committed as their safety right now, and Jaden Smith is kind of a tweener in between a safety and a linebacker. So I don't know if safety is their kind of their number one concern. I think they'll go after a corner more than they will a safety. And kind of where they go from corner after, Aaron Scott commits elsewhere if he goes to Ohio State. That's kind of another thing too. But the beauty about what Michigan's doing with the recruiting right now, I mean, you're talking about their class like 95% full where it stands right now in July. So, they may have missed on their big-time targets like Boo Carter, Bryce West, and maybe Aaron Scott. Now they can kind of go into the season and be a little picky about who they scout. Look at tape, maybe find some under-the-radar guys that they can bring in, like late ads, like a guy like Cameron Calhoun was last year. He wasn't this time last year. He wasn't even on the radar of Michigan's radar. So. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be someone that we're not talking about right now getting added into the mix. And so that's kind of what I'll say is just, we'll wait and see what happens. You never know. You never know what happens.
He fights forward to about the 49.
Man, we're doing a good job of shutting down the run. It's just this passing. It's just there's too many open guys are leaving open. Yeah, and you're right, Trenton. With all the money involved, you can understand why NFL is impatient. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're investing big bucks into players, staff, and all that kind of stuff. You're not on a 4 or 5 year development plan, and then you move on to a bunch of different new players. Different. Yeah, I mean, these. Well, it's certain. Some owners will be happy with rebuilds, some won't. But you can't last forever. P. Maximus, how many captains will be named this year? Man, you could look at a realistic scenario where Michigan could have like 6 captains this year. It's crazy. Corum, Sainristil, and Jenkins seem like the right mix if you want to go with just seniors. JJ is also another great example. Maybe he might be the 4th, 5th. I know last year they had alternate captains, and Olu was an alternate captain, so you could see that scenario too. JJ could be an alternate captain. Cornelius Johnson could be an alternate captain. Donovan Edwards, alternate captain. There's just so many guys that you can think of that could be captain material. So they could end up being, 4 or 5 base captains that go out for the coin toss, and then maybe, another 3 that could be considered alternates. But boy, I mean, it's a good problem to have when you have, all these guys that are, captain quality guys that are returning. And P. Maximus with respond to Trent. Yeah, Zinner is also another good one. See, I mean, again, Michigan could have like 20 captains, and I'm being a bit facetious when I say that, but that's what they could do. Oh, that sucks. Just as I was about to throw it. That sucks. Incredibly annoying.
Teams have done it before, blocking punts. It looks like they're coming after this one.
Oh, that was almost blocked. That was very close to being blocked.
This deficit can be easily overcome, sure. But they have to be thinking if they don't get something going on this series, the burden is going to be felt by their defense.
Appreciate all the questions. That definitely, it makes the stream much more fun when I have people to talk to. Do you think Michigan can flip any cornerbacks after beating Ohio State? Maybe. Maybe. I don't see a guy like Bryce West changing his mind. I mean, it's possible. I guess it totally depends. Does Michigan blow out Ohio State? They fire Ryan Day. They totally clean house with their assistants. There's stuff that can happen that can change it, but I don't think that'll happen. But you never know. I mean, like, does gets it out in a hurry. Oh, man, he's pushed out of bounds. Just killing me with the passes. So yeah, we'll see. Anything happens, anything goes in recruiting. So we'll see. Trent, I absolutely love the direction Michigan football is heading. Yeah, it's hard not to like where they sit right now. The big thing is that you have to prepare to lose these assistant coaches, which that's the part of winning. People want to emulate that, and plucking assistants away, whether it's head coaching jobs. I don't think these guys want to take lateral moves. I mean, they're at the point now in their careers where a guy like Sharon Moore will take a head coaching job that he would like. Jesse Minter will take a job that he would like. You know, I don't think they want to take lateral moves at this point because they've got it really good, Michigan. So that's the big thing. You know, if you can't keep the core guys intact, keep bringing in guys that can continue building on the culture that they've established. I think that's...
Throws it out there.
There it is, Will Johnson.
He telegraphed that throw. He eyed his receiver the whole way. That was an easy read by the defense.
Be the first of many from Will Johnson in this upcoming year.
Ball on the 18.
He's going to have a monster year, I think.
McCarthy on play action.
Every time I go back to pass, every time I'm pressing the button and it doesn't want to throw.
Not only do they get the quarterback, but they hit him and hit him hard.
Absolutely
I think that can really create some confidence for this defense. The next time this quarterback drops back to throw, you got to be thinking he's going to be a little bit gun-shy.
I've had better games, but you know.
About the pressure that these defense is putting on him.
Quick throw, almost intercepted.
I thought he was going to arc it over, but I was wrong.
From their own 10-yard line, third down.
God, 1 for 5 for third down today. Terrible.
Going deep.
Oh, yeah. Needed. Oh, boy, I needed that in the worst way. And I usered him, too. He mossed him. I don't know what that defensive back was doing, but hey, thanks for the non-contest. I will take it.
Nice run up the middle. Corum picks up about 4 yards on the play.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
God, running has not been our strong suit today. Not given
2nd down and 6.
anything from the run game.
On the delay, and he's stopped behind the line.
We're just lighting downs on fire at this point.
Slings it out and it gets tipped.
Put it way too tight in that window. Where am I at? I just think I'm gonna go for it. Trent believes they'll keep Sharon Moore as offensive coordinator for at least 1 more year unless undeniable offer. Minter can see leaving for the NFL. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I do think...
Scrambling around. He steps out right around the 40.
Why did you do that? He went backwards.
There's still plenty of time to keep running their offense as usual here.
He went backwards. I can't believe it. I agree. I think Michigan will have options at defensive coordinator if that were the direction things are headed. You know, I think you gotta keep within the system, though. I don't think Michigan should make wholesale changes with defensive schemes. I think that multiple fronts that they bring has been, oh wow, juked me out of my shoes. Unacceptable. So yeah, we'll see. I think that's the big thing is you got to continue. You got to continue on with what they're doing. Any new on Bennett Warren and Ryan Wingo? Yeah, Bennett Warren's an interesting one. I haven't really heard anything new on him. You know, Michigan, as far as I know, is still very much in it. I think it's a Michigan-Tennessee battle. I think Michigan had lost a little bit of momentum when that Michael Ewing stuff came out. Because I think they would have taken Ewing over Bennett. But now I think things are kind of in a little bit of an unknown spot. You know, I don't get the sense that Michigan is a lock here, and I don't get the sense that Tennessee is a lock here. So we'll see. I mean, he hasn't come out with any announcement plans or anything like that, but it could come at any time. So, you know, we'll get a better feel of how things are once that announcement date comes. I do expect Michigan to be right there. You know, could still very much be a leader. I mean, there's a reason why they were leading coming out of his spring visit and his official visit. So we'll see. We'll see. And as far as Ryan Wingo, I'm not confident that they'll land Wingo. I do think Michigan's a long shot to land him. Again, probably an SEC program or you know, Missouri also is a threat. So I am not optimistic that Michigan has a shot with
they have not been intimidated at all
with Wingo. So it's kind of where things are at right now. I will continue to ask around about Bennett Warren, but you know, I think the Michigan-Tennessee battle being the top two is probably needed that. But yeah, Michigan-Tennessee battle for Warren makes the most sense here.
From their own 46-yard line. First down. Michigan is up 1. Up the middle for a nice gain.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
And they'll get him in the backfield.
See, it's just like, I don't know why I even bother rushing right now. They just have my number. They just have my number. John, thank you for liking the stream, by the way. Sorry I missed that earlier.
Caught, open field. That's a great tackle at the 45-yard line.
I'm going to let the clock run out to the 4th quarter. I think I'm going to go goal line and pick up that 1 yard. I mean, I gotta get some momentum going.
And folks, it's neck and neck as we head to the final quarter of play. 21-20.
All right, should be an interesting 4th quarter here. We're going goal line. We're going HB dive. We're going to pick up this yard.
They're all tied in on the line here on 4th and short. And he's tackled after positive yardage.
So we got a few yards on that carry.
If you can continue to pick up small chunks of yards like that, you can really start to wear a defense down.
Yep.
From the 39-yard line, it's first down. Michigan up a point.
Man, just beating that first tackle, it's like it would have made a world of difference today if I could just get through that first tackler.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Fires out to his receiver. He's in the 30.
Horrid throw. You know, if he threw that, I mean, I get it, I was on the run, but that was still a terrible pass.
First down. He's tackled at the 23-yard line. We're at play number 9 of this current drive. He's going to try and scramble. Zips it to the tight end. And he hits him hard at the 13.
We need a touchdown here. Can't do 3 points. Gotta get a touchdown here.
First and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line.
What was that? Blocking. was just atrocious blocking.
It's the 11th play of the drive. Caught with room to work. And he's taken down around the 8-yard line. And for McCarthy, he's just established a new school record for passing yards in a game.
Trent asked if I think Michigan lands Underwood.
The guys catching the ball.
That's a tough one. I mean, right now, I do think they do get Underwood. Not a slam dunk. I'm not officially putting in an official prediction. I think right now, this very second, where we are, July what, 24th, I do think so, and that's a guess at best. But I think if Michigan continues to do what they're doing, I don't see.
Swings it out there incomplete.
Man.
Textbook coverage by the defense.
Shoot. Well, I gotta go. I gotta kick it. I can't
But it doesn't always
not take the
So it's
points
4th
here.
down. They'll line up for the field goal, and this is nothing more than a chip shot. The kick is
All
on,
right.
and he's got it. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff.
So yeah, we'll see what happens as the year progresses. But I mean, Michigan's doing all the right things, and if it happens, you got to thank Kirk Campbell for his efforts. I mean, he's been huge in getting Michigan back into this thing, and maybe even on top. So we'll see. I mean, if his January 6th commitment date ends up being firm, we won't have to wait very, very long. So we'll see how that turns out. And thoughts on how Davis will do a quarterback? I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I mean, I hate all of this talk coming out from like the scouting on Davis coming out of these camps. I mean, the dude is throwing in shorts. It's like I hate short scouting. It's just the word. I hate it. So I think Davis is a winner. He's proven to be a winner. And so I think that'll translate. I think winning will translate, and I think you'll see what that does, his senior season. So I think he's going to be, long story short, I think he's going to be very good. Michigan going after, sorry, I can't read that part because that thing's in the way. Hold on one second here, Justin. I can't tell what year that is.
Edwards fields it at the 34, brought down at the 43-yard line. Michigan's expertise carrying the football is what we thought was going to be in the spotlight
2025
today.
deal.
Here it's been the
So is Michigan going after 5-star 2025 defensive line and linebackers? Yes, they've offered some. I can't tell you any right now that Michigan has like a really good shot with. I think it's still a little early to tell. But I mean, yeah, there's definitely offers out there for 5-star defensive line and linebackers. Yes, for sure.
From their own 45-yard line, 2nd down. Michigan holds a 4-point lead. Comes away with 5 yards on the carry.
This is a big one here. This is a big 3rd down. Had an absolute horrific time.
Room around the corner. And he makes it out.
Oh, come on. I gotta go for it. I mean, inches, I gotta go for it.
It's 4th down, and the offense is getting set to go.
Yeah, Trenton, the pads versus non-pads. Yeah. I mean, you're a guy with shorts on, with no rush, throwing to a guy with shorts on. I mean, you got to do it. I get it. You got to scout those guys, and that's what these events are for. But I don't think Jaden Davis having a bad camp is equal to him dropping a rank or being a lesser player compared to someone else who maybe had a better camp. It is what it is. And who really cares at the end of the day? But yeah, that whole process is, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. You just got to deal with it, you know?
He gets another carry. Got the corner. He's at the 30.
Ooh, that's a big time first down. Big time first down. I'm just going to let this clock melt.
27-yard line. It's first down.
But it needs to end with 6 here. Again, I can't settle for a field goal here. I gotta get a touchdown.
They'll give it off here, and he makes it out to about the 24-yard line.
I'm wondering when Michigan State starts taking timeouts here.
And this play is number 8 on the drive.
The clock's winding down. They gotta get moving.
Jumbo set. And he has it on the corner. He fights forward to about the 23.
Come on, man.
Third down now. They need to get it to the 17.
If they could just hold a block for just a second longer, I'd be in perfect position. Oh, he left him wide open. Oh, no. What were you thinking?
He's been letting it fly today, and his receivers are making plays. That is a great
That's
touchdown.
huge. Why would you do that?
And he hits the
That might have just lost you the game there.
Play, 55-yard drive, and they get it in for 7.
Brad, that's one of those drives that can just tear your heart out. They can really demoralize a defense when they drive the ball down the field, and a lot of the yards came on the ground.
And he got all of this one. Great kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. The Wolverines defense came to play, and man, they have played beautifully.
How many do they have dressed out there? 12 or 13 defenders? I mean, they're flying all over the field, and this poor offense just can't move the ball. They have no chance.
Less than 3 minutes in the game. Give to the running back, and he's going to lose yardage.
Do I think Ohio State gets 2 losses this year? It's possible. I mean, you can even throw in Notre Dame, too.
From their own 23-yard line.
You know, that Notre Dame game for Ohio State is early, and they've still got to figure out their quarterback. So, I mean, they could be in a position where they could get upset. So, yeah, I mean, you could see a situation where you have 2 losses in a combination with Penn State, Michigan, and Notre Dame. You know, those 3 losses would be, oh, man, they would be in a world of hurt. But, yeah, I mean, those are 3 potential losses on their schedule for sure. I mean, if they can't figure out their quarterback situation, then, oh, my goodness.
That one's fallen incomplete.
That was not a good throw.
And it's the offense that
Justin
takes
says
the field
Davis is
on
a great
4th
player.
down.
I've seen him 4 times last. Yeah, exactly. Give me a kid who throws the pads on in clutch time and wins it for you. Oh. Give me a kid who wins it in clutch down, wins you state championships, by the way. I don't care what he does in shorts and shirt. Tell me what he does when the pads are on and the bullets are live and you've got guys running at you and you got to make plays. And Davis's results are he can play. And I think his senior year is going to prove to a lot of people that, you know, this summer freak out of his bad camp performances are way overblown. Uh-oh, lucky he dropped that. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. Eddie Von B with a good point, too. OSU is at Wisconsin. Yes. Wisconsin is not an easy place to play, so that's a great point, too, that they are vulnerable there as well. I think Michigan's been pretty fortunate not to be there the last couple of years after that. Oh, yeah, there it is. That should be game. Big time. Yeah, that's a great point, Eddie. Excellent point. Yeah, I mean they're very, very vulnerable. And Justin, I think Notre Dame will beat Ohio State because of Hartman. Yeah, Sam Hartman, that dude is a dog, and they're lucky to have them. They definitely upgraded with quarterback for sure. So, yeah, Notre Dame could win some games this year because of quarterback play.
To the tailback, and they got to him before he could get back to the line. Michigan State will have one timeout remaining.
I'm not throwing
Third and about 13
no way.
yards.
No way in hell.
Again, he'll get the call. They'll wrestle him down in the backfield.
Whatever.
Like every game, this guy's in the offensive backfield, bringing guys down for a loss. He's just got a knack for making plays.
Trent says 3 losses. Ryan Day fired. That's for Ohio State. Yeah, if Ohio State fires Ryan Day, I mean that's basically open season for their recruiting class. So maybe Michigan can get back in it with the likes of Justin Scott, with Aaron Scott. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh yeah, I went out of bounds at the 1.
Well, the clock is not on their side right now. They just need to hope that they can get a very quick score here.
Wow.
The offense will take the field, hoping for a better result than their last drive.
This quarterback can make good passes. He just needs to focus on not.
That Jordan Lewis INT versus Wisconsin. Oh man, that was one of the best athletic plays I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that was holy cow. That was amazing.
Under a minute left in the game.
That was incredible.
Quick pass. Touchdown, Spartans.
Well, things just suddenly got very, very interesting here.
And the quarterback stays on the field as they try for the 2-point conversion.
Can't let them get
Watch out for a pass
this onside kick.
It's the tailback. They got it. So with less than a minute to go in the fourth quarter, the score is 31-28, Michigan.
This is a gigantic onside kick here. There we go. Take that dub. Take that dub. Let that clock run. Woo! That was a lot closer than it didn't need to be.
Late in the fourth quarter in a one-possession
We will take
game.
that W.
Poise is what it's all about here. Who's going to have it and who won't? And this should be a kneel down as they just try to kill the clock. He takes a knee.
Eddie, the really interesting thing is they're at Wisconsin the week after the Penn State game. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, you got back-to-back tough games. So, yeah, they better have things figured out by that time or who knows? Who knows? So, yeah, I mean, Ohio State's schedule is not favorable to them, especially in the early going too. So, yeah, they're vulnerable. You know, and really every team is vulnerable. I mean, let's be honest here. There's no such thing as a perfect, flawless team that'll, no one can touch. You know, Michigan's got their flaws and have their weak spots where they could, get upset. I mean, that's just the way it is in every football game. But, yeah, I mean, I think Ohio State's are way more apparent right now. But just the way that Ohio State operates, I know that they'll get it figured out by Michigan week. So we'll see. That game shouldn't have been that close, but I'll take it. Take the big rivalry win.
That does it for this edition of NCAA Football 14. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brad Nessler saying so long.
Thoughts on the new playoff format? Yeah, I think it's going to be good for the Big Ten, and I think the Big Ten getting rid of divisions is also good for the Big Ten. That'll equal to more conference teams in the playoff, which equals more money for not that these conferences needed more money, but more exposure, more more good things with more Big Ten programs in the mix. And now, really, if Michigan comes down from this high that they're on right now, you can still consider them a perennial college football team. I mean, 12 playoff teams. I mean, that's extremely doable. So, yeah, I think it's good overall. I mean, adding more competition in USC and UCLA is a good thing. Adding that California pipeline to the conference is a good thing. So, yeah, I think all good things. Yeah, Illinois, that game was just weird. That was a weird game last year. Having both Edwards and Corum banged up, not great. Heart collapse against Indiana at Indiana. That happened at the Indiana game. Hey, I got to commit. Take a look at our commit list here real quick. Do you think if JJ leaves, would Alex Orji play starter? That's a tough question. I don't think it's a slam dunk that he would be a starter, especially next year when you have a guy like Jaden Davis on campus. And again, I don't think it's a slam dunk that Jaden Davis starts week 1. I think Davis Warren is a very good quarterback and can absolutely compete if JJ leaves next year. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not convinced JJ leaves. I mean, I think he'd have to have a massive season to be considered to leave early for the draft. I think time will tell ultimately. But I would not be shocked to see JJ coming back for his senior year. Yep, Eddie, you're right. It was, the Illinois game was the one that took Corum out. It was right before halftime. Just a unfortunate hit at the right place at the right time, really. If there is a right place for an injury and stuff. But it was a freak hit that took him out. So, yeah, it was unfortunate for sure. We're going to get some pretty good players here if I can just get these guys locked in. just have these guys visit this week. It doesn't really matter. All right. We are looking good. Got the dub over Michigan State. It was a big win. And I think that's going to do it for me today. A good hour and a half stream. If anyone has some final questions they want to ask, fire away. Again, you can find me at Josh Henschke on Twitter, or excuse me, on X. And you can also find us at michigan.rivals.com. If you see it up top of the screen there, if you're not a subscriber, you can join us at michigan.rivals.com/sign-up. I think you can join, one of the better communities in the market, of Michigan fans, good Michigan fans, just a good conversation, passionate fans. I think you guys would find a home with the Maize and Blue Review on the message boards inside the den. It's where we have all of our coverage, inside intel, exclusive inside intel for our subscribers. Again, michigan.rivals.com/sign-up. Give us a shot. I promise, it's my personal promise, that we will earn your stay for longer than, your original sign-up period. So, thank you all for coming out. Again, if anyone has some last-minute questions, fire away. But if not, we will do this again really soon. Again, appreciate everyone for coming out and hanging out with me, and all the comments, all the likes, the shares, whether it's our content, whether it's our podcast here. You can follow me. Thanks, Trenton. I do have a Twitter. Unfortunately, I do have a Twitter. At Josh Henschke, you can see underneath my name. I should change that logo to an X now. So, yeah, it's Twitter. It'll always be Twitter, just like my Michigan people. It'll always be Pine Knob, even though they changed it back. It'll always be Twitter to me. It will never be X. So, yeah. Thanks everyone for coming out. Again, michigan.rivals.com/sign-up. I appreciate everyone. And, yeah, I think we'll call it a night. Again, you can find me on Twitter, on YouTube, all of the podcasts and stuff. Have a great night, everyone. And we'll talk soon. We'll do this again real soon. Maybe later this week. Kind of see how everything works out. But, again, thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Yes, Eddie, Twitter changed its name to X. It changed its name. Just go to twitter.com and you'll see it. We got a big X on there. Actually, you know what? Let's go to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter, shall we? I'll bring it up. Oops. If I can spell it right. Oh, I have it right here. Let's see if I can bring it up. How do I... Hold on a second here. We'll bring it up. Screen capture. Here it is. It is X. You can see it right there. It is X. I don't know if they're going to change the name of Twitter to X.com. I don't know how that would work. But, yeah. So, you can add me on Twitter. Thank you, Trenton. Appreciate you. Eddie, appreciate you. Justin, I appreciate you. P. Maximus, as always, I appreciate you. Tyrese, I appreciate you. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. We'll do this again real soon. Appreciate you all. Again, michigan.rivals.com/sign-up. I'll always I'll promote that link until I'm blue in the face. On Twitter, Josh Henschke. All right, everyone. Have a good night.